So what if Honor were to make a foldable that's bigger in every way than the others, and yet less expensive? As yes, the Honor Magic VS is finally here, and I mean, here. I have one, and it's pretty hot. It seems Netflix plans to not just compete in the gaming space, but actually follow a thing or two from the big boys. And more hints point to the iPhone 15 going controversial with some of the design changes. I'm Jaime Rivera. Happy Thanksgiving to those who celebrate, and to all of us who work out to deal with the food later. This is Pocketnow Daily. The official news today begin with Honor, actually in two segments because the information is actually that hot. Let's start with the Honor 80 Pro, which is finally official. It has a 6.78-inch curved OLED display and provides 120Hz refresh rate. It packs Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1 chipset, though a slightly underclocked version with a Prime Core X2 core running at 3 GHz. The chipset is paired with up to 12 gigs of RAM and 512 gigs of storage. Now moving on to the cameras, in typical Honor fashion, it goes all out by bringing in a 160 megapixel main sensor, a 50 megapixel ultra-wide camera, while the third one is a 2 megapixel depth helper. Honor is also bringing its revamped image engine packed with improved scene optimizations, skin texture detection, and upgraded AI raw algorithms. It also comes with a 4800 mAh battery which supports 66 wired fast charging, and just to wrap it up, it is available in black, green, blue, and pink options and has a starting price at $490, though obviously that varies per country or region whenever those launch. Now let's talk about Netflix, because if rumors are true, the company's future is going to get sort of exciting so long as they bring the price down. But anyways, the streaming platform has been building its gaming efforts for months now with a growing library of Android games, but it seems like they are ready to take a big step. According to a new report by Engadget, Netflix posted a job listing looking for a director role based in Los Angeles and would lead work on a brand new AAA PC game. Sadly, it's still unclear what the game will be about, but the listing asks for an ideal candidate to have experience with shooter games, live service games, and experience quickly prototyping in Unreal Engine. People have also spotted listings looking for a lead engineer for a third-person action RPG. Netflix started hinting its gaming ambitions with the opening of its LA-based studio, with former Overwatch director Shako Sony as head of the studio. And now, with all these listings, it seems like the company is betting hard on video games during the upcoming years. Now moving on, let's talk about Apple, because we have a new report that would confirm some previous rumors we talked about a few weeks ago. Even if, come on, in October, Ming-Chi Kuo reported that the Pro models of the iPhone 15 lineup would arrive with solid-state volume and power buttons, which I consider to be as reliable as it gets. And, well, now it seems like that report will become a reality. In a letter to its shareholders this month, Apple supplier Cirrus Logic said it continues to engage with a strategic customer and expects to bring a new HPMS component to market in smartphones next year. Now, to give you some context, HPMS refers to Cirrus Logic's high-performance mixed-signal chips, which includes haptic drivers for the Taptic engine in iPhones. Now, during the earnings call this month, Cirrus Logic CEO John Forsey said that this new component will arrive to the market in the second half of next year, which would line up with the iPhone 15 Pro model launching in September. Also, last week, Barclays analysts Blaine Curtis and Tom O'Malley said that the product mentioned by Cirrus Logic will most likely be part of additional Taptic engines for the haptic buttons of the iPhone 15 Pro models. We'll see how that goes, because if there's one company that's gotten that right, it's Apple. And finally, for the hottest news today, let's get back to Honor and the announcement of this gorgeous foldable, the Magic VS. And let me just start with the price, because that's probably one of the hottest parts of the news. Not sure if it'll be the final number outside of China, but it's an equivalent to 1,050 euros. So yeah, for that crazy amount, this device is thinner and lighter than its predecessor thanks to a new sophisticated hinge design that also allows the device to close without a gap. It's powered by the Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1. You can pair the chip with up to 12 gigs of RAM and half a terabyte of storage. However, there'll be a special version announced as an ultimate version that'll have 16 gigs of RAM and support for a newly introduced stylus called the Magic Pen, which will connect via Bluetooth to the device. It has a 7.9-inch OLED screen with 90Hz refresh rate on the inside, while the external display is a 6.45-inch OLED screen with 120Hz refresh rate and HDR10 Plus support. Now, the company claims that the display will be practically creaseless, as the new hinge is carefully crafted with a single piece of processing technology, and hey, it shows from my experience. The new Magic VS comes with a triple camera setup at the back with a 54-megapixel Sony IMX800 main sensor, a 50-megapixel ultra-wide camera that also acts as a macro lens, and an 8-megapixel telephoto camera at 3x optical zoom. Now, the foldable brings a 5,000 mAh battery, which is already larger than every other foldable, and then powers it with a 66-watt fast charging, which is also great. Pre-orders have already begun in China, and we hear that it'll go international in Q1 next year. So yeah, we're getting a foldable with a great hinge mechanism, top-tier specifications, and a price that's great. And listen, I can't tell you much about this unit because it's pre-production. Other than the experience is great, it is gorgeous. I love that sound. And anyways, let us know in today's question, what do you think about this phone, and particularly its price, which is closer to a flip phone? Because in my case, I think that that's what this market needs. It is crazy thin as well, by the way. But that's just me. Leave us a comment down below. We'd love to know your opinion. Friends, again, if you want to get the news earlier, follow us on Pocketnow.com and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this one. You can also follow us on social media, so our extended coverage happens on Instagram, and follow me on my personal handles to see me not want to gain weight. Please give this video a thumbs up if you like what you saw. I'm Jaime Rivera. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.